Hey, welcome. I just wanted to share some things that I've learned along the way that might help you wherever you are, whatever you're doing in your life right now. So, man, I can go on these for a while. So, these are just some life lessons, and maybe you won't have to suffer as much as I did. In fact, I'm going to tell you guys a story. Almost 10 years ago now, I went through one of the roughest years of my life. I lost my job. I was training for a mixed martial arts fight. I got knocked out in 7 seconds on my 30th birthday. 7 seconds. And I still partied afterwards, which is obviously regrettable, but I was okay. I don't recommend that to anyone. I had a medical thing I had to deal with. I lived off of eggs. I lived off of eggs for a number of weeks from my tips from a nightclub that I was working at when I actually was just trying to get back on my feet. And it was hell. And had I learned some of these lessons earlier, maybe I wouldn't have had to suffer so much. And so here they are. Number one, not everything has to be hard. I grew up in a family that everything was tit for tat, which meant that the value of things was correlated to how much effort we put into them. Therefore, I had a correlation in my brain that if I worked hard for something, then it had value. This is fundamentally flawed. There are some wonderful things, people, goals, things you want to do, things that are just amazing that can be completely easy. And the sad part is that because I believed that good things had to be hard, I worked hard for every single thing that I did. Everything. And that made me really tough. But it came with consequences. And when I finally hit that wall and there was nothing left and it wouldn't budge. But think about that. It took me that was on my 30th birthday when I got knocked out. I'm 37 right now. How much faster could I have progressed if I had actually seen there was an easier road? So all I'm saying is, not everything has to be hard. Thank you to my friend who was by me in that time, and he actually questioned that because it was fundamental for me. Number two, I'm peeking at my notes. Oh my goodness, this. If you are looking for external validation that you're enough, no matter how far you go, no matter how hard you work, no matter how ripped you get, no matter how big your car is, no matter how big your house is, it's never going to be enough. And what I mean by this is, for a long time, I never thought I was enough. I never thought that anything I did was good enough. I was an overachiever in a lot of parts of my life because I would try harder because I thought I had to try harder to make up for the lack of complete person that I was. I tried harder in my relationships. I tried harder with my physique. I tried harder at work. And it made me an asset to a lot of different people. And ultimately, though, it wasn't fulfilling. I never ever felt enough, no matter how far I went. In fact, there was a point where I dabbled with steroids. And physically, let's just talk about the physical for a second. I'd go into the gym, and I'm not trying to brag, but I would deadlift 500 pounds for repetitions. But it was never enough. And I was super ripped, but it was never enough. And it was I was meeting girls all the time, and it was never enough. Because external validation will never validate something that needs to come from you. Okay? So that's why I sent out that message this morning, because we need to believe that we're enough before things get better, in my opinion. Take what you can use, and you can leave the rest. It's fine. I'm not telling you what to do. Number three, Oh my goodness. Holy, I struggled for a really long time with a cyclical problem in relationships. Like, it was the same thing over and over and over. And what it was is I would get close to someone and I would get really insecure and I would just blow the thing up. Okay? Like, I just blow it up. Like, I would just find something wrong with it so I would never get close to anyone. And I went through this for a number of years. In fact, like, I could have asked for help much earlier than that. And that's what I'm trying to tell you right now is it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to, if you don't have money, there are groups that get together that you can talk to. There are people that will support you, but you need to reach out and tell people, hey, I'm struggling, or hey, I'm having a hard time with this. So it's okay to ask for help. One day you're gonna look back on your life and think, geez, how much easier would it have been had I asked for help, 5 years prior, 10 years prior. I mean, we all know that as we get older, time moves faster, and before you know it, we're all going to be much older than we are now. And anytime we sit and we wait and we don't actually deal with the things that are really nagging us at our core, that's something we have to live with and die with. So, talk. I'm not saying go to a therapist on day one. I'm saying talk to one of your friends. Talk to someone you trust. Find someone you trust and have a talk. I know that this video wasn't so fitness related today. I am making some changes with regard to how I'm going to be doing things on my channel. I want to be present for you. I want to share some of my stories with you. And I want to be authentic and real. And I want to provide some of the tools that have helped me along the way. So, with that being said, if you've got this far, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to sharing more about some of the things that I do and try to be happy. I'm a minimalist. I live with very little things. I have like few major hobbies, but I live a very simple life. And I'm so pleased to be able to say that it's enough. I don't need very much, except for hugs and cuddles, because I love those things. So, with that being said, and me being very open and honest about who I am, thank you for checking me out. And if you like this video, please just give me some love, and I'll try to keep on giving you guys some good value and good stuff that's helpful and inspirational for your daily life. And the thing is, this stuff that we're talking about, this is fitness related, because your soul, your emotionality is part of your fitness. And don't forget it, because there were times in my life when I did try to forget it, but it always will catch up. So with that, have yourselves a great day, and thank you for checking me out. Have a good one. Cheers.